Thank you for attending today's webcast. Digitize your accounting workflow to maximize the hours in your day. Well, hi everyone. I'm Scott Francis. I'm the technology evangelist at Fujitsu Computer Products of America. We are the manufacturer of the world's greatest scanners, and we're excited to bring today's webcast to you, really focused on how can we increase your productivity using our advanced document scanners. I'm excited to also announce that Jay Kimelman, the Chief Accounting Officer at the Digital CPA, will be joining us today as an expert subject matter expert, and he will be going over his actual use of the scanners and how it interacts with his software to really have a great solution. Let's jump into today's webcast. First, I'd like to introduce Fujitsu. As I mentioned, we are the #1 manufacturer of document scanners worldwide. Overall, Fujitsu is the 7th largest global IT company. We have over 129,000 employees. PFU is the Fujitsu company that makes ScanSnap. And over 55% of all small business scanners used out there are Fujitsu, and ScanSnap leads that charge. We have great technical support. Not only do we have great products, but we really want to make sure that your experience is great from the time you buy a scanner to the time you install it to how you use it. So we've got white glove support based here in the United States, and we're here to help you get the best out of your product. Let's take a look at the ScanSnap scanner family. We've got several models based on your unique requirements. First is our IX1500. This is our flagship model. This is a great scanner that you can have at arm's reach that will quickly and reliably scan your documents. Our S1300i. This is a lower end alternative to the IX1500. This could also be a portable scanner as you can connect it and use USB bus powered. It's a great ADF solution. Our ScanSnap IX100, this is a truly mobile solution. It's got a battery and wireless connectivity. So you can scan to a computer, you can scan to a device. And our SV600, this is our overhead scanner. So this is great for everything from books to fragile documents, to oversized documents. We even have some police stations out there scanning evidence, so scanning 3D objects. So whatever your needs are, we've got the right ScanSnap model for you. So let's talk about that IX1500. It really is the best way to create paper. It allows you to organize, communicate, reduce clutter, respond to your customers faster and more reliably. And it also includes some great software that Jay's going to go over today, ScanSnap Home, ScanSnap Cloud. It's a great way to manage your documents and extract content for use in other applications. The best part about ScanSnap is it does all of the advanced settings automatically, so you don't have to be a scanner expert. You just have to walk up, load documents, select your profile, and you're ready to go. ScanSnap will do the rest of the work for you. It will figure out the right document size for each of the documents in the batch. If there's color content, we'll use the color setting. If they're just monochrome, we'll use a monochrome setting. If the documents are some of them right side up, some of them upside down, we will auto-orientate all of them. If they come in with any degree of skew, we'll straighten them out. If there are blank pages, we'll delete those too. All you have to do is enter your documents, choose a destination, and we'll take care of the rest. It has a large, highly responsive color touchscreen display. You can add your own profiles. They're easy to select using the control panel. And it's got a great exit tray as well. So if you've got those legal size documents, for instance, just release that telescoping tray and it will neatly stack documents above your desk or countertop level. And that saves space. Scan batches up to 50 pages. If you've got a bigger document than 50 pages, well, you can start a multi-page document, scan those first 50 pages, and then you can append additional pages to that batch. Or if you'd like, you can just scan a single PDF for every page that goes through the scanner. You choose what profile works best for you. Wireless connectivity. You can connect the scanner via USB, or you can connect it via wireless. That allows you to put the iX1500 wherever you need it. You're not just tied down to the length of the USB cable. And one of the best features about the iX1500 is scan to anywhere. You can scan to your PC or Mac directly. You can scan to your device, your phone, your tablet, iOS or Android. Or you can configure it to scan directly to the cloud. So you can walk up, choose your profile, and scan documents directly to the cloud without interacting first with your device or your computer. After those images are scanned, they go through our ScanSnap cloud platform. They're transferred to your application of choice, and they're instantly available. It's a fast and easy way to get content into the cloud. It's a fast and easy way to share content with your peers and your customers. It truly is a productive solution. ScanSnap can handle all kinds of documents. With the document input tray that's included in the box, you can now scan batches, documents, receipts, and business cards all at the same time. And you can do that with or without the feeder, but this really helps you organize your content as it goes into the scanner. And with ScanSnap Cloud, you're able to scan a whole new way. So let's first look at the older way of doing document imaging. The scanner is connected to a PC or Mac running the software. You interact with the scanner and the software to scan the image. It was a great solution, but we've really made things better now. The new way is now we can scan from the scanner directly to the cloud. And then once it's in the cloud, we can transfer it to your cloud application of choice. So Jay's going to talk about Hubdoc and Xero. Scan directly to the cloud, transfer it into Hubdoc or Xero, and you're ready to go. We're saving you steps. We're automating the advanced processes to make it easy so you don't have to be a scanner expert and you can focus on your customers, what really matters the most. All right, so that's an introduction of the ScanSnap family and the iX1500. From here, Jay's going to take it over and talk about his real-world use and how it's great for his business. Jay, please take it over.
Thank you, Scott. I am so happy to be here today talking about the ScanSnap and how we use it at my firm, the Digital CPA. So let's just start out a little bit about my firm and what we've done. And so it started back at the end of 2011 when I was a sole practitioner. I used to jump in my car, drive all over the city of Orlando, working on networking and business development, meeting with clients, doing all those things, as well as working with them on their business at their location. Since then, we've grown to a team of over 6, and we service e-commerce sellers and professional service firms across the country, and even a couple global firms at this point. And when COVID hit, we were ready, as we were already a remote work firm. So we were very work from home at that point. So let's turn over and talk about how we use the ScanSnap with our firm and our clients. So I know a lot of firms will actually recommend, or they will actually supply a scanner when they onboard clients, and they build that into their onboarding pricing. So what we do, we actually advise our clients to get the IX100 or now the 1500. And when we go through onboarding, we help them set that up and build out their profiles. And that's what we're going to talk about here a little bit. We're going to talk about how to do that so that we have the proper settings to get the documents where we need it. And that's what it's all about, is helping our clients help us help them. So let's move on here. And all right, so we're talking a little bit about the setup, and we start with the ScanSnap home. And from there, we set up our profiles. For our use, we use the ScanSnap Cloud profile, and you can see I have two options of that on our screen, and there are two main options for that. There's the document type detection, and it will either, there are two options. You can either detect the document, and from that document type, push over the document to a specific service, or you could just pick one option and send everything to one service. We actually do that. And this first one here on the screen on the left is, we actually have it set to not detect the document. Everything goes to box.com. And we're doing that because that's what we do at our firm. We're not sending documents to Hubdoc or Xero. We are actually sending them to box.com, and anybody can get access to it, and any one of our scanners go directly to that profile and push up to that folder. So it makes it really easy for anybody to access that, and then from there we can push those documents wherever we need it. And that just makes it easy because, and we'll get into that in just a moment here. But the other option is to detect the document type. It will look for the document, business cards, receipts, and photos. And as you can see on the slide, let's go ahead and jump here. So as you can see here on the slide, it's very flexible, and for each different type of document, you have a different destination service that you can use. This is very flexible, and as such, you can send your scanned document to 4 different destinations. As you see here, we have documents going to box.com. We have business cards going to Evernote. We have our receipts going to Xero, and our photos going to Google Drive. Now, there are a number of different services for each document type built into ScanSnap Cloud, and I highly recommend you check it out and see. You might be using multiple services out there. So you just want to find the one that best fits your need and run with it from that perspective. So like I said, we have our ScanSnap set to process out of box.com, and that makes it really easy for us and our staff. And we cannot say enough about the process and how we have been doing that so far. So let's talk a little bit about how we recommend it for our clients. So I recommend using the single document option in the profile for my clients, even if we're pushing documents to Xero or to Hubdoc. And there's a reason for that. In my perspective, I believe that document detection is based on the size of the document. And I've tried pushing letter-sized invoices to Xero and to Hubdoc. But when I do that, they always end up going to documents and going to box.com. And you can easily, in the software, then push it on over. But it's an extra step, and we want to make that as efficient as possible. So the easiest hack there is to set them all up to go to where you want your receipts. Now, that is until the IX 1500, because as we saw, there's a push button display, and you can actually have multiple destinations and with the push of a button say this is a receipt and push it through. Or you could say this is an invoice or a receipt and push it through. And you could have both Xero and Hubdoc on that scanner and push that through. And that makes that scanner and the ScanSnap the ultimate workflow tool. So with that, I have a couple of documents here that I've scanned, and I want to show you how some of these documents look and behave once they're pushed into Xero and Hubdoc. So here on the screen, and you will see a screen from the bills from Xero. And for those of you not familiar with Xero, Xero is a built from the ground up cloud accounting software that's easy to use and allows for easy collaboration between client and the accountant. It also connects to over 700 apps, just like ScanSnap Cloud, and makes it really, really versatile and really great to work with. So here you can see is a list of pending bills. And you can see there's the supplier name, the invoice date, a due date, the amount, and on the very end of the right, you can see the indication that a document has been pushed up to Xero. So this receipt has been sent into Xero as a purchase or as a bill to pay, and it's in there as a draft transaction. Now let's go ahead to the next slide here, and you can see there is the transaction detail. You can see all the information. At the same time, Xero does pull up that receipt on the side of that, so you can get the side-by-side view, and you can get all that information. Now, in here, the user must then complete the input, code the expense to the correct code, and review that. And then once you're done, click Approved. And that takes you through the entire process. Now let's turn to Hubdoc. So Xero purchased Hubdoc about 2 years ago, and it is a fetch and process platform. And it collects documents, performs OCR, and then syncs those documents over to your platform of choice, Xero in this case, and pushes the transactions as well. And there are a number of places, and so we can also at the same time push it to Xero and to Box.com, I believe Drive, and a few other destinations. So it's really, really versatile. And here on the screen, we're looking at the Hubdoc dashboard for a specific client. And you can see the documents pushed here from the ScanSnap software. The document image is shown, and I have the screen split up because it's too wide to get on one slide here. So this is the left-hand side right here, and you can see the document that has come on through. And then on the right side of this screen, and that would be the next slide here, and this would be up and down. So just imagine this is all on the right side of what we just had a second ago. On the first side, right here on the left side of this slide, it shows the data that was extracted from that invoice or receipt. And we could tell it that we want it to go in as a purchase, or well, actually, the first part here is what type of document it is. It doesn't really matter because Hubdoc is not going to process anything based on the type of document, but you want to make sure you have the right supplier there, because it's going to do OCR, you capture that, and then from there, it will then match it to a vendor in Xero. So it's got the date, the due date, and the amount there. On the right-hand side of that screen, you can see the Xero destination. And that is where the magic really happens, because once you've done a transaction in Hubdoc, it's going to save that configuration for you. And it knows that supplier OUC, it's going to know that that is matched up to the contact OUC, and you're going to publish this as a purchase, which is a bill in Xero, and the status in this case is draft. Now, we can push this through as an approved transaction as well, and we could do it as awaiting approval or awaiting payment as well as draft. And as far as publishing, we can publish it here as a purchase, as a bill. We could do it as a credit note. We could do it as an AR invoice. We could do it as a spend money transaction, which is what really makes it versatile. And you could also do it as an expense claim in Xero. So the last part here is we have to get the account code, And once that's in there, we can publish it. But before we do, if you notice in the gray bar on the right side, it has an auto sync button. And if you click that and you leave it clicked, the next time this transaction comes up, it's just going to automatically push it right on through into Xero. And that is the true efficiency here in this platform. And as you're doing that, you know that, like my clients, your clients are habitual. They go to the same vendors, they're going to the same suppliers, and I would say 80 to maybe 90% of those transactions, you're coding to the same place month after month, transaction after transaction. So if you think about that, you could set this up to automatically sync all of those transactions right on into Xero. So for me and my firm, we're working by exception, not by the rule at that point. So it's those 10 to 15% of the transactions that where they get coded is questionable, or it's a new transaction that we're setting up for the first time. So at that point, we're taking care of the majority of the transactions and pushing it all the way through. The other thing that we have to keep in mind here is we have that spend money transaction, so we can push it directly into the bank feed and match it up to the incoming bank feed in Xero, which makes for a seamless reconciliation. It makes it go really, really quickly. So with that, it's the ultimate tool to help us get really, really not flexible, but efficient in what we're doing. So let's look at this, what goes into Xero now. So if we look at the actual invoice here in Xero, it looks a lot like the draft that we had before, except it's completely filled out and all the information that we had previously, like we coded it to utilities, is there. You can see in the middle of the screen there at the top, you have the icon showing that there is an attachment. And the important thing here is if you ever want to go back to Hubdoc, all you got to do is click the blue button at the top, takes you right into the transaction, and you can see where it came from and make any adjustments to the history there. So we talked a little bit about how we're doing this and what we're doing. So let's talk about a little bit about the differences of working between Xero and Hubdoc. So if we look at it, the main difference is how ScanSnap pushes the different information into Xero versus Hubdoc. So the first thing is, in Xero, you're pushing through a purchase bill as a draft. It is one transaction type only. With Hubdoc, you have the ability to push that in as that same purchase, or as a credit note, a spend money, an invoice on the AR side, and an expense claim. So you have a lot of versatility there, and you can push it through a lot of different transactions. In addition, in Hubdoc, you have the ability to change the type of transaction it is, how you're processing it. From the Xero perspective, it's going in as a draft. From Hubdoc, it could be a draft, awaiting payment, or awaiting approval. So you can have different steps in your workflow process there. And let's say you want to have approval or something like that. So it really works out well. So I think the biggest gain there is to have the spend money transaction, because by pushing through purchase bills, you're now adding a second piece of entry onto that, having to not only push the entry in, but have to pay it. So if we're getting receipts and they're credit card receipts, you know they've already been paid for. If it's an invoice, yes, push it through as a purchase invoice, match it up, have it go through the entire process. But by having that spend money transaction, we know it's a credit card or a debit card, or maybe it was a bank draft, and we just put it directly to the account that came from. It speeds up the reconciliation each month and makes it flow really well. So the last part of that is, what is each of these services best for? So I have it down there. Basically, I said, basically Xero is best when the client is doing their own bookkeeping or their data entry, because they're going to have it there. They can go into Xero, they can put in their vendor. But for us at our firms, we truly want to automate a lot of this. We want to get past the mundane data entry. We want to use the Hubdoc side to take advantage of the advanced automation and be able to process by exception and become much more efficient. Because the more efficient we get, the more increased capacity we have for more work allows us to bring in more clients and allows us to increase our profits. So that's the most important thing. And the last item on the slide is the automation. So with Xero, you have a light automation. You're pushing that invoice in. You're still going to have to go in and touch every single transaction. With the Hubdoc side, you're going to get that more moderate to higher end automation because you're able to auto push and auto sync these documents on through. And then again, you're going to be working by exception. And by doing so, you're going to be able to increase your firm's capacity, increase your revenue, bring in more clients, not have to increase your staff, and increase your profits. And that's what it's all about for us and for our clients. And that's what we're truly shooting for.
All right. Well, Jay, thank you very much for showing us how to take ScanSnap to a whole new level. The basic product is very easy and simple to use. You can scan a PDF to your screen, to your file system, or right in the ScanSnap home. But Jay just showed you how his company is really able to use it in a more advanced integration to eliminate all of that manual document entry. And that's one of the ways that you can really increase your productivity. And just being able to scan all of that content so you can quickly call it back up, especially when you're talking and meeting with your customers. It really helps you give great customer service. So again, Jay, that was great stuff. And we're really excited to get this solution into everyone's hands. So to that point, we've got a great coupon code for all of the customers on today's webcast. As Jay mentioned during his presentation, have your customers buy an IX 1500 as well. This allows them to scan documents directly to you. We're going to capture all of the document details. The ease of use will make the scanning experience very frustration-free for your customers. If you ask your customers to use an MFP or a different scanner, it's going to be kludgy. They may have a bad experience, and that's not going to help you enhance your relationship with that customer. But with ScanSnap, it's easy to use, it's reliable, it's a great value. So this coupon code is for our deluxe model. This is the IX 1500, and it includes a 1-year subscription of Adobe Acrobat DC Pro. So again, our great scanner with that ScanSnap Home software, the ScanSnap Cloud software, but also the Adobe Acrobat DC Pro subscription for 1 year. So even more value for your customers. So take advantage of that discount code today. So as we close out today's presentation, we wanted to make sure to include both my and Jay's email address. We'd be really happy to hear about your experience with ScanSnap. Jay, as you can see from today's webcast, is an advanced user. He can certainly give you tips and tricks that we showed on today's video about those integrations. But really just looking forward to working closer with you.
All right. So we've answered a lot of questions on today's webcast. And Jay, I want to thank you again for lending your expertise to today's call. But really just want to go over some of the questions that we haven't answered and even talk about some of the ones that you can see on the Q&A session. There was one question about the new IX 1500. Is it different than the IX 500? So yes, the IX 1500 is the latest version of our ScanSnap platform. This is our flagship product. It's got faster speeds. It's got faster wireless. It's got the ability to do sharing. So with the IX 1500, you could actually set up profiles on the touch screen for multiple users. And that's great in the small office where you might have a set of profiles for each of your employees. So really invite you to take a look at the new IX1500. Also, there were some questions on today's Q&A about product questions or making sure that you're getting the best speeds or connectivity or connection to programs like Adobe, Acrobat, or Microsoft Outlook. The answer is yes, you can use all those applications, but as importantly, we've got white glove technical support. And when I mean white glove, it really is, it's US-based technical support. We're based in Sunnyvale, California, and all of our product experts have ScanSnap, so they've got them right on their desk. And scanner support is all that we do. So when you call our tech support, we're highly focused to make sure that your problem's resolved. And if you're just calling with a product question, that's fine too. We're happy to hear from you. And you've got my email address at the end of the presentation. Feel free to email me directly if you have questions as well. There were some more questions on today's Q&A. Will a version of the recording be available? And the answer there is yes as well. Everyone who attends today's session is going to get an email with a link to the recording. I'll also make sure that we get a PDF version of the presentation slides as well in case you didn't get the best image quality, so you can see all those fine details. Let's go through and see if there are some additional questions that we have not addressed yet. Let's see here, just going through. And the discount code, can we put that back on the screen as well? Yeah, let me go ahead and grab that as we're answering questions. As soon as we're done answering questions, Jeff, we will get that back on the screen. And Debbie, hopefully you are still hearing the audio connection. And it looks like you're back on based on that as well. All right. Well, hey, we're going to keep the Q&A session open for a couple more minutes, just in case some additional questions come up. I'm putting that slide back on the screen. Hopefully everyone can see that now with the discount code. And by the way, that discount code's available for your customers as well. So as Jay mentioned, get one of these for your customers. It's going to make you more productive with them. It's going to save you some trips by going on site or customers coming into the office. It's a great way to give them more value.
Hey, Scott, this is Carlos. So hello, everybody. My name's Carlos. I work with Scott at Fujitsu. On the promo, today is the last day that it's available. So if you want to take advantage of it, please, please, please go to Newegg today, as this will be, once again, the last chance that this promo code is available. It ends at the end of the last day of the month, which is today.
All right, so we've got another question from Dora. Can we scan information straight to our own cloud service without going through ScanSnap Cloud? So the best practice there, if you want to scan directly to the cloud without going through our ScanSnap Cloud, would be to set up a profile on your PC. So for instance, you're using Dropbox. You've got a watched folder on your hard drive for Dropbox. You can set up a profile that will scan directly to that file on your computer, and then Dropbox is going to watch that and sweep it up into the cloud. Our ScanSnap Cloud service is there, and that's a free service, by the way. It's not a monthly subscription. It is absolutely free. It's there so you can scan directly from your scanner directly to the cloud without ever touching your PC or even using your phone or tablet to initiate the scan. So this is our service that basically takes your document and then transforms it to your cloud destination. So it's a great functionality, but if you want to scan directly to your cloud service, you would do it through your computer by setting up a watch folder for that specific cloud service. And another question from Malcolm. Can I use Hubdoc with my existing ScanSnap, or do I need to buy an IX1500? Malcolm, you can scan to Hubdoc with your current ScanSnap model. We've had an integration with them for some time now.
Yeah, we actually are using the 500 here. what we're using right now, but I am jonesing to get the 1500 because I want to get that push button technology.
Thank you, Jay. And another question from Jeff. Yes, certainly, as we do a legal version of the presentation, we'll certainly include you on that list. Thank you. And another question from Carl. Jay, I'll let you take this one. Can this process be used with QuickBooks?
Yeah, I believe there is a scan service towards QuickBooks Online, and
yes, so
Hubdoc does connect directly to QuickBooks as well.
Yes, thank you, Jay. So the ScanSnap does have a native integration with QuickBooks as well. There was also a question earlier about using Xero and QuickBooks. You can export data from Xero and then manually import that into QuickBooks as well.
Yeah, you really wouldn't want to do that because they're both the same type of product, and that's why we choose the Xero product, because it makes us so much more efficient than we could any other way. But I think there was a question also about Quicken and Xero, and they don't actually connect together, but you can go from Quicken and you can actually upgrade that to a QuickBooks file and then convert that to a Xero file if you wanted to, and then start using Xero moving forward.
Thank you, Jay. There was another question about scanning multiple files and then separating those files. So the ScanSnap Manager gives you a number of options about how do I create PDF files. So for instance, you can create a PDF file for each page or page side in your batch. So if you have 10 documents in the batch, you can create a PDF for every single page or for every single page side, or one PDF for the entire batch. If you had 25 pages and each 5 pages needed to go to a separate destination, then you would just scan 5 documents at a time using the right profile. And don't worry, ScanSnap is really fast about ingesting a batch and starting a new one, so you won't lose a lot of productivity. And is there a way to mark a scanned document after I review it? So right now we include the Power PDF software by Nuance. That's included with all IX 1500s. Some of you may be using the older IX 500 where you've got Power PDF or Adobe Acrobat DC. All of those applications include the ability to add note annotations to those files. And just looking for some additional questions. We talked about QuickBooks. And a question from William. Yes, William, we will be doing a number of webinars on our FI series scanners. So we will certainly remember your contact information and let you know. We, as a normal course of action, we do webinars with various vertical markets like healthcare, government, but we'll certainly include you on those future webinars as well. And a question from Philip, and this is, I want to be able to scan TIFF files to QuickBooks. So for William, or Philip, for ScanSnap, your main files that we can support are PDF and JPEG. So you'd want to use those when scanning into QuickBooks. And let's see what else we've got. So Malcolm, you also asked about the new features of the IX 1500 versus the older model. So as I mentioned earlier, you're going to get faster speeds, 25 pages per minute going up to 30 pages per minute. For everyone out there that doesn't have a ScanSnap yet, scanning speed is just the engine speed itself. ScanSnap is really optimized for startup time and for completing the batch so you can scan another batch. So ScanSnap scanning at 30 pages per minute is like another scanner from a different competitor scanning at a much higher rate, because we do everything from the time you push a button to the time the image comes up really fast allowing you to start a new batch right there and then. We've got a lot of customers out there literally converting file box after file box into PDF using ScanSnap, and our product is optimized for that type of conversion. In addition to the speeds, you've got a full color touchscreen display the size of an iPhone. It's very responsive as well. Some other devices out there that have touchscreen displays, they're very small, they're kludgy, it's hard to hit the exact button. The iX1500 touchscreen display is really great at optimizing that experience. We've got product sharing with the iX1500. So if multiple users want to have their own profiles, you can do that with ScanSnap Home, and you can color code those profiles as well. So user 1 might have 5 profiles that are all coded in blue. Another user might have 5 more profiles color coded in green, and so on. You can support up to 5 users with the iX1500. Also for wireless, we now support 5 gigahertz, so we're giving you a faster connection speed to your home network. Those are just some of the features. ScanSnap Home has debuted with the iX1500. It is available now for previous models, and that integrates our receipt scanning, our business card software, and our file management software all in the one. It helps you recognize files automatically as well, so we can tell what type of document it is. We'll even help you by suggesting automatic file names. So really a number of features with the new scanner. All right, and just looking for some additional questions. And we are always looking for more case studies and use cases. Jay is certainly an advanced user, and we're really excited to have him tell everyone his story today. If you would like to have your story told, we have the ScanSnap Squad, which is a team of expert users really talking about how they use ScanSnap. If you're interested in joining the ScanSnap Squad, or you simply have a story you want to tell us, we are ready to listen. So please email me at the address on the presentation, or just go to our Twitter page and let us know your thoughts, and one of our team members will quickly respond to you as well. Anna, it's great to hear that ScanSnap is helping you out. Thank you. All right, so Malcolm, another good question. Multiple models on Newegg. That is correct. So the iX1500 has 3 different part numbers. We've got the standard version in white, which is the one that you're seeing today in all the slides. We also have one in black if you prefer that to match with your other office equipment or your home office desk. We also have a version that includes the 1-year subscription to Adobe Acrobat DC Pro, and that's the one that we're offering the special for today. And Ed, yes, we will be providing a presentation that will have the screenshots of the receipt files. You can also reach out to Jay if you want to ask him some specific questions about his usage. And Jason, thank you very much for commenting about our customer service. By the way, every time you call our customer service, we send you a survey. At the end of the survey, there's a simple question. Would you recommend our product or service to your colleagues, friends, and family? If you answered yes, we count you as a positive contributor to our Net Promoter Score. If we didn't earn that level of trust, it's a negative value. So the Net Promoter Score system is a very tough scoring system. We are proud to tell you that our Net Promoter Score is 85, which is way up there. It's right there with Apple and Amazon at the very top of the scale. Other scanner manufacturers, the best ones are in the 40s. So we really focus on giving great customer service. We believe we've got the best scanners out there, but we know that service and support is really required to make sure you have a great overall experience, and we certainly deliver that. So please, if you guys have questions, that you need help with your products, call our tech support line If you want to reach out to me directly, I'd be more than happy to set up an appointment with one of our product experts. We really want to make sure you're satisfied. All right, I'm not seeing more questions come through. We'll keep it open a little while longer just in case there are any additional questions. And let's see here. So we've got, are there training classes? Kiana, so on our ScanSnap channel, we have a number of videos. So our main product expert, Mr. Michael Sadejas, has been making ScanSnap training videos for almost 15 years now. So if you go to our ScanSnap channel on YouTube, you're going to see a series of tutorial videos that will help you use ScanSnap. If you got a question, you could just call our tech support, even if you don't have a technical issue, and they'll walk you through how you can do something. And feel free to reach out to me as well. But start with the YouTube channel and go from there. And then Robin, our phone number for tech support, looks like Carlos just answered that one. Perfect. And let's see here. And Carlos, Susan needs some help with the ScanSnap code. If you can reach out to her, please.
Will do.
And Vittorio, if we're out of stock, it looks like we'll be replenishing that one quickly. So everyone here, we'll make sure to honor the coupon code if you're not able to buy the scanner today. You've got our contact information, just reach out, and we'll be covering that point in our follow-up post-event email as well. We want to make sure everyone can get it. And let's see here. And Kiana, so how do I reach you? So Carlos is going to answer that, but when you get the presentation, my email address, sfrancis.pfu@fujitsu.com, will be on the last slide. Feel free to reach out to me directly. In the post-event email, you're going to get all of our contact information as well. Be more than happy to hear from you. Great questions today. Actually, I'm going to put that last screen right on the, so I've just reverted to the last screen of the presentation, so you've got my email address right there as well. You don't have to wait for the post-event email. All right, so we've got, thank you, Jason, for attending. And Kiana, I'm glad that one of your clients just bought one as well. And that's a good point, Kiana. When you buy a ScanSnap, you can use it for your business, but guess what? You can use it for your home documents as well. You can even set up different profiles for your work applications versus your home ones. And if you've got kids at home doing distance learning, you can even scan their homework or their coursework back to their school. So there's multiple options. And don't tell your neighbors because they'll probably come over with some documents to scan as well. But it's a great tool. And
Jay, there was,
go ahead, Carlos.
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, there was that question for Jay about e-file cabinet. William wants to know, did you consider e-file cabinet for final document management of invoices, etc.?
Actually, I've looked at it in the past, but we want to use more streamlined automation with what we work with. So we use Box because it allows us to do so much more and connect to so many different softwares. And it's all part of the workflow that we've built through automation at the Digital CPA.
William, just to let you know, we are integrated with eFile Kimelman as well, though.
And Kiana, another good comment. ScanSnap is best to reduce clutter and help you organize. When you're able to scan and classify and retrieve your files quickly, chances are you're going to make much better decisions because you can access all of your information quickly. It's just a better overall solution. You're going to spend a lot less time hunting for paper. So that's one of the best benefits of ScanSnap. I'm glad to hear that you're able to do that. And I'm looking at Bruce's comments. Go ahead, Carlos.
Oh, I was just going to say, to follow up, I have young children, so I have to access their birth certificates a lot. So having that scanned and then placed into Google Drive where either my wife or I can access it at any time has been extremely helpful for us.
Good point.
That was not where I thought you were going to go with that, because I have a 14-year-old daughter, and from the time she was 2 or 3, she was using my ScanSnap to scan documents for me. So that's simple and easy to use. So.
All right, and then just for that last question, the part number on Newegg for the discount code is the one with the 1-year Adobe Acrobat DC Pro subscription, and that part number is CG01000-299401, and it's Newegg item number 371-000G-00G6. I'm going to put that right into the chat session to make it easier for everyone.
And I actually sent, I think that was Bruce. I sent him a link directly to the website, Scott, so he can just click that link and go directly to the product.
Great, and hopefully just respond to all so we can all see it. It does look like you can have that delivered by October 1st.
Okay, let me see if I can send this out to all really quick, because I just sent it back to Bruce originally. Let's see if I go like this. I like that. There we go. That link should be available to everybody now. Yeah, if you click that one specifically, because it can be a little confusing when you go in there to look, because there are multiple products. But once again, you want to look for that IX1500 Deluxe. That's probably the easiest way to find it. And that's the one that contains the promo and the Acrobat DC license.
Thank you, Carlos. And Kiana and William, thank you for the additional comments and support. You know, we really love ScanSnap. When we're at trade shows, we're usually demonstrating the scanner, but often our customers come over and take over the demo for us. So it's great to hear that you guys are getting a good response and productivity from the product. All right, just checking for any additional questions. Again, great questions and great feedback today. Kiana, another good point. On our post-show follow-up, I'll make sure to include a link to our ScanSnap channel on YouTube, as well as our ScanSnap website, as well as our Twitter and Instagram feeds for ScanSnap, so you can see all those resources. And Erica, yes, I think that's an excellent idea for a Christmas present. And Mr. Pierce, yes, a session on the SV600, well noted. It's not hyperlinkable. Sorry about that. I'm going to put in the Newegg part number just to make it easier to get that if that link's not active. It's probably just a limitation of our platform. So here is Newegg part number coming back through on that one. And Alan, let me research the question about the file size. So ScanSnap Cloud is a free service, but there are probably some limitations on the size of the files. But the quick answer is we handle the most common workflow scenarios, so we'll follow up on that one with a more precise answer for you.
Yeah, to that one about the file size too, in general, you're not going to store in ScanSnap Cloud. That's going to be the technology that allows you to push to your cloud repository of choice. So, you're usually going to end up in Box, in Jay's example, Google Drive in my example, or maybe Xero. So we're not actually going to store the information for you per se, although we can, depending on how you use it, if you use the mobile app. But in general, it shouldn't be an issue.
Thank you, Carlos. And Malcolm, I love your comment. Yes, I also remember the introduction of the fax machine. The company I was working for got one in I think it was about 1993. And by the way, everyone, ScanSnap is an excellent scan-to-cloud service, cloud fax service as well. So if you're using eFax or another cloud service for faxing to your customers that still need to send and receive faxes, ScanSnap is a great solution for that as well, with much better image quality and no need to have a dedicated fax line on your side. Of course, scanning the email is even better because now we can have color images, we can have a PDF password to secure the file, a lot more functionality, but the best part about ScanSnap, you can use it either way. Scan the email or scan the fax. You can set up unique profiles to do either of them. And let's see here. Alan, thank you. We're using the On24 platform. And Janet, looks like you got it as well. Good stuff. Yeah, and Randy, this promotion is available for this webcast today. And just looking for any. Janet's from Binghamton University. This is a great scanner for higher education or K through 12 as well. Again, we've got a lot of professors in higher education scanning all of their tests, coursework for distribution, just a number of different applications. We just posted a case study for Western Illinois University on our website. That's another one to go out and read, but we've got a lot of people in higher ed using that as well. Question from Randy. So for using a cloud service, yes, you do need a cloud fax service to use with ScanSnap, but once you do that, you will not need a dedicated line, and again, much faster speeds and better image quality. And you would use that cloud fax service to receive faxes from your customers as well. You can try eFax. They have a 1-month trial version. After that, if you decide not to move forward, they will offer you a subscription to move forward at even a reduced rate. So that's another idea if you do not have eFax yet. And we support a number of other cloud fax services. eFax is just one of them.
Hey, Scott, and just a reminder for everybody, it's 11:59. So this presentation will close at 12 o'clock on the dot. I've emailed several people my email address. I know Scott's email address was up there as well. Please feel free to reach out to us.
Carlos, thank you. And again, Jay, we really appreciate your time today. You really are an advanced user of ScanSnap, and anyone on today's call can do what Jay's doing. So you've got our contact information. We are looking forward to hearing from you, not just today, but at any point in the future. Really want to thank everyone again for coming to today's webinar. Everyone have a great day. Thank you.